Hello dear students, today we are going to deal with the process of ecological succession, or simply the events that take place during the process of ecological succession. And without these steps, without these steps you cannot expect ecological succession to occur. Without consuming your time, let us get started, right? First of all, nudation. Nudation simply means the formation of the bare area while the process of ecological succession can be initiated. And this nudation means you are creating a bare area, you are creating a naked area where you do not have any plant species, animal species, and it is caused as a consequence of different factors, physiographic or topographic factors, which includes strong winds, you have floods, a lot of water is coming and it is depriving the area of its vegetation. You have volcanoes, lava is erupting, that leads to loss of biodiversity. You have formation of glaciers, and the next agent is climatic agents. It includes you have a lot of snow and that leads to loss of biodiversity and creates the nuded area. You have extreme hailstorms, you have droughts, and then biotic agents, for example excessive grazing by cattle, indiscriminate cutting of forest trees, construction of roads through forests, intensive cultivation by human beings, etc. All these agents are known to cause the formation of nuded areas in one way or the other. The second important event that takes place during the process of ecological succession is invasion. Invasion simply means the successful establishment of a species in the new area, in the bare area, after they have migrated from some other places. You have a bare area, and this bare area is getting species propagules from some other area, and when these propagules they become established, when they form huge populations, we can say that invasion has taken place, and this invasion is completed as a consequence of three steps. First of all, migration. Migration simply means movement of plant propagules from the parent area to a new area. First of all, migration. You have this nuded area, you have this parent area. This is having a lot of vegetation, a lot of organisms, and propagules are moving from this area to this naked area. This is known as migration. The second step is accesses. Accesses means the establishment of the migratory species in the new area, and establishment takes place when the propagules which are in the nuded area, they germinate, they grow, and they start reproducing. And once they have reproduced, once they have produced a large number of individuals, large number of offspring, you can say that accesses has taken place. And finally, aggregation takes place. Aggregation means you have a large number of individuals, in the new area, and their aggregation means they come closer to each other. They come closer to each other. When the number of individuals they start increasing, you have a lot of individuals within a limited space, and this leads to aggregation. And then one more step is competition and coaction. Competition and coaction, first of all we will discuss competition. As a consequence of aggregation in the new area, you have a lot of individuals within a limited space, and because of this limited space and a large number of individuals, competition arises. And this competition can arise between individuals of the same species, which is known as intraspecific competition. For example, you have species A, and this species A is having a large number of individuals, and if competition takes place between this A individual and this A individual, which are both are belonging to the same species, this is known as intraspecific competition. And second type of competition is known as interspecific competition. In the same area you may be having individuals of species B, and if competition takes place between individual A and individual B, this is known as interspecific competition. And as a consequence of compulsion, the individuals they affect each other's life in various ways. This process of affecting each other's life, this is known as coaction. For example, two individuals are competing for water. They are affecting each other's life. Okay, two individuals are competing for light. That means they are affecting each other's life. Okay, this process of affecting each other's life, this is known as coaction. And then you have reaction. After the species have successfully established in the new area, they start modifying the new environment. They start modifying the environment through their activities, and this modification of the environment by the species, this is known as reaction. And reaction is because the species they affect the environment in a number of ways. Okay, for example, it is expressed in the form of binding of soil particles. Okay, the plants that have invaded the new area, they are binding the soil particles. That means they are affecting the environment. Okay, they are binding the soil particles, they are strongly holding the soil particles. That means they have affected the environment. Reaction has taken place. For example, they are also assisting in the process of weathering of rocks. Excuse me. That means reaction has taken place. And some organisms, for example, some microbes and fungi, they are helping in the formation of humus. That means they are reacting. Reaction has taken place. And once the reaction has taken place, the environment has been altered. And this alteration of the environment, this creates unstable environment for the existing community. That means the community which has altered the environment, they have made it unstable for their own existence, and they have created the favorable conditions for the other plant communities which are going to come. Okay, so you can say that reaction is actually the process which creates conditions for the next coming communities. Okay, and finally you have stabilization. Stabilization is the final stage in the process of succession, and in this stage you get a plant community, you get a biological community that is stable and does not change further. This community is known as climax community. It is the terminal community, and this terminal community it maintains an equilibrium with the existing environment, and hence it does not it is not replaced further. Okay, this is all about the process of